Hi everyone, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
Join us for a tour of our obstructed balcony on the Enchanted Princess.
Let's go!
At the end, we'll give you a full review of the room after being in it for 10 days, but for now, we're going to give you a full tour. So we're going to start with the giant mirror right at the entry of the room. And David's going to model it for you. So it's a full-length mirror. I mean, if you're really tall, it will serve you just fine. And it's right by the closet space, so it makes it really convenient for getting ready in the morning. And then on the other side of that is your closet space. So you do have a light directly above you, which is also nice, and it's separated from the bed area. So like if I get up early, I can come over here and look in the closet and see what I want to wear without disturbing people in the room. But the closet is huge. And at the top, we always start with your life vests. This is very important that you know where they are just in case of an emergency. And then also the stateroom steward put some of the kind of day bedding that won't always stay on your bed up there. There is some extra space, so if you need to put something up there, you can. And then we actually have plenty of hangers. There's tons of hangers in here. There's some back on this side and some back on this side. And we've got our cool princess robes, and they're actually pretty heavy. They're not like plush on the inside. They're pretty thin, but they're like waffle knit and they're still soft. That's really nice because we are in the Caribbean, so I don't anticipate actually being cold enough to want something that's fluffy. But you can get these just by request of your stateroom steward. And back here, we actually have 2 laundry bags and laundry slips. And we also have this plasticky beach bag that's Princess branded. And this you can take with you. You can use it on the cruise and then take it with you. And the space in this closet is huge. Princess really does have some of the biggest closets we've ever seen on cruise lines. There's tons of space to hang things. There's tons of space in the bottom. That's probably where we'll put our luggage once we unpack. And yeah, it goes pretty deep back in there. And to one side of the closet is this shelving unit. So open the door and you can see a good amount of shelves. And they're pretty deep, pretty tall, so you could use them. I'm going to use them for like the clothes that we won't be hanging up. And there is a safe. So pretty small safe. It's the standard Princess one we see pretty much on every ship. And it's definitely not big enough for like a laptop or anything like that, but your valuables will be safe in there. And just like on every other Princess ship we've been on, the light for your bathroom is actually outside. And then you can step into the bathroom. And we're going to start with the big vanity and the shelving on the vanity. There's 3 pretty decently sized shelves, so that's a good amount of space. And there's actually space underneath that last shelf too. And to the one side, there's actually a shaver port. And that is only for a shaver. It does only have the certain amount of voltage for that. So make sure you're not trying to plug like your curling iron or your hairdryer in there. There's a lot of light at this vanity. Like I think it's going to be really good if you need some natural light while you're getting ready. And we have our favorite hand wash. It's Beekman 1802, which Princess does have a partnership with them, but always wash your hands constantly on a cruise. And body lotion for when your hands get so dry from washing them constantly. And below the sink, you do have your tissues. And then down below that, we have a trash can and some sanitary bags if you happen to need them. So there's also some extra toilet paper down on the other side, but then your main toilet paper when you're using the toilet is over here, which the bathroom's not big, but it is kind of far from the toilet, so just kind of keep that in mind. So your towels are hanging between your shower and your vanity. And then you have your typical cruise ship toilet. The button is behind the back, so you have to have the lid closed to use it. So we have our shower, and unfortunately it is a little curtain shower. It's not enclosed in glass, so not my favorite, but at least it does seem like a newer, nicer curtain.
Yeah, it seems clean.
It seems clean, which is always good. But inside the shower, the first thing we'll notice is they actually have the clothesline out for us. And that's really good if you have your swimsuits or any other kind of wet something you want to dry in the shower. And then the shower head's right there. It looks like it has a bunch of adjustable settings. The switches to turn it on and off are just right down below. Cold and hot water temperature control, as well as turning it on and off. And on the other side, opposite it, we have the Beekman 1802 body wash, as well as combined shampoo and conditioner. So if you are very fussy about your hair care products, make sure you bring your own because there's only combined shampoo and conditioner in here. And then right next to it, just a handlebar in case it's rocky seas that you might have some issues, staying upright in the shower. And down below, there's a little shelf, and it's good if you need to like sit down for a second in the shower or if you want to shave your legs. The only other shelf is actually right below the shower head, and it's very small, has a metal bar right in between it. So I don't think that's going to fit all of our toiletries. So I think there is a decent amount of storage space between the two spaces, but yeah, that little tiny shelf's not doing it.
All right, and if you've seen our videos before, I usually talk about the thermostat. And this one is pretty sad. If you look at it, there's no display information. There's not really any information at all. You don't control if it's on fan mode or cool mode or heat mode or any of that stuff. It's literally just this little knobby here. And so far, we've been in the room for a few, and it's pretty warm in here, to be honest. So us moving around doesn't seem to be keeping the room temperature at a steady pace, so I'm a little bit worried about that, but I'm going to stay optimistic. And again, we'll mention it when we do our room review if it actually did stay cold in here or got cold at all in here. And here, if you keep on moving into the room, you'll see your television for your stateroom. It's actually an LG. It's actually pretty nice. It's pretty thin. I think that's probably why they went with this model. This model's got a nice little bezel on it, but it's positioned right in front of the bed, which we'll show you guys. But on this particular model, your plugs to hook up your devices are right here. And it's fairly difficult, but again, these TVs are always on mounts and they don't pivot at all, these Princess ones in particular. So I consider the Princess ships pretty hard to hook your own devices up to the television set, unfortunately. But typically we recommend not hooking your devices up and just watching on your laptop or your tablet. All right, over here you have another mirror in the room, but this one's actually pretty good size. Like, I'm a little surprised that this is just here, because typically you might just have a table here, but there's actually a decent gap between it and the bed too, so there's actually a pretty good walkway here. But the mirror seems nice. It's not full body or anything, but it's got a pretty good width to it, and I think it helps open up the room a little bit, or at least make the room feel more open. And then here, this is our mini bar setup for being elite members. Now, Rachel and I don't drink alcohol, but they'll actually swap these out for Cokes or Diet Cokes or waters or whatever. And then right below that is actually the refrigerator. Now, in here, there might be a couple more things. Yeah. So this is all also part of the mini bar setup, which we're not going to want pretty much most of these. And then right next to the refrigerator, this is the same unit. It has it has 3 shelves here for you. And there's actually a vent here. This is for the refrigerator. It's not like cold air comes out of here. It's just kind of to help the refrigerator area. Now, this is actually pretty nice because this storage is built into the unit itself. It doesn't like protrude out into the walkway or anything like that. So I actually really like these shelves. These are the things you're going to want to access every once in a while. Maybe not every day, but you want to have them around, Okay, now both sides have a bedside table. And they're the exact same, so I'm just going to show you guys this one. But inside the lamp unit itself, you have a regular USB port here, and that's pretty good. Like, that's a good start. But as you can see, there's actually no plugs anywhere in the wall unit or anything near this. This is literally your only side table plug. But I'll show you a couple more plugs here in a minute. But there's also your TV remote, nothing too crazy. There's no input button on these controllers, so if you want to change the input on the television, you're going to have to get a third-party controller. And down below that is a little cubby. Actually, it's really deep. It's a pretty deep cubby. This is where you would keep like your iPad or something, something you use at night. And you got a couple drawers down here. Now, these drawers are okay size. They don't actually come out all the way, which is a little annoying. They're also not soft close drawers. So if I were to let that rip, it's going to do a nice pop. Don't want to mess with the neighbors. But same thing down there, just another drawer. And behind your lamp, this is the light directly above your bed. And this one controls the rest of the room. So if you forgot to turn the light off over by the front door, this will actually get it for you, which is pretty nice. Nice and handy to have those. All right. And then probably the crown jewel of all princess rooms for me personally is the bed. And historically, we've had amazing luck with princess beds. They really do fit our style of bed, a mattress that we like, and especially the pillows. I love the pillows. Now, I am on the comforter, so that's something to keep in mind, and they do have really high quality comforters, in my opinion. I really, really like them. The only real problem with these beds is they can trap heat, so if you get really warm at night, something like that, maybe princess beds aren't really for you. And they are very, very plush. So if you like a firmer type bed, you might be in a lot of trouble here, because these are about as soft as they get. It's like a 10 out of 10 on the softness scale. And these pillows are Absolutely phenomenal. This bed is a 10 out of 10. It's that good. My back needed this. I have a lot of back issues. And this is chef's kiss, you guys. I'm serious. I feel bad for people that don't like princess beds.
All right, so I am now going to test the bed, and I am equally as excited because, as you know, I'm not a great sleeper, and so I've been really looking forward to this bed. I've had other beds that I really enjoyed sleeping in, but for real, princess beds are just the best. I don't know why. I think a lot of the other cruise lines do a lot of firmer beds, and then they maybe can get you a topper to make it less firm, whereas Princess just kind of standardizes that it's soft. So for me, these are the best beds, and these pillows are also super nice. They are feather pillows, so like David said, if you're allergic to feathers, they will get you different pillows. But we actually bought some of these princess pillows because we love them so much. So I agree. I don't think I'm gonna go a 10 out of 10, but I do think it's like a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, it's that good though.
And yeah, we'll obviously give you guys an update if we feel differently about that after 10 days, because this is a 10-day cruise, so it's a little bit longer. Right, and so next to your bedside table on the far side is the desk area. And you start with the big mirror, kind of, it's facing that other mirror we talked about, so it's a big infinity mirror situation, which is kind of weird, especially like David said, because the other one doesn't have like a chair or anything. There's not really a reason other than to make the room feel bigger. But there's a light above this one. It's a good light, like it's a soft light, so pretty natural feeling. And the switch for that is just right underneath. So you can turn it off like that or back on. And that's kind of where all of your central plugs are for the room. We do have one USB on each nightstand, but there's a lot of them on this desk. So we're going to start over here, and there's just a regular US plug here. Then, of course, that's your light switch we just talked about. This is an Ethernet or phone cable. We're not going to touch that. Here's another US plug, and then you have an international plug, another international plug, which is actually different for some reason, and then another international plug. So I guess my real advice for this would be, if you need more than 2 regular plugs, make sure you bring international plug adapters with you. We have some really great ones that actually do US and EU and UK plugs, so you can get some of those really cheap on Amazon, and they extend. We have like 4 USB slots on them too. I'd highly recommend always having those and bringing them with you. And I think that's a good amount of plugs. I am kind of disappointed that I only, on my side of the bed, will have 1 USB. It's always an annoyance for me, but at least I can plug my little fan in and have a fan on my face at night, so that's a good thing. All right below that is just your desk space. So there's no drawer right underneath the desk. Like there's usually like a drawer here. There's not one. But there are some drawers right next to it. They're just right here. Oh, and here's our hairdryer.
Woo!
And you don't actually have to hold the button to turn it on. It slides. So it's not very strong. If you have a lot of hair, this is probably not going to help you that much. So you might want to bring your own. Oh, and it smells.
I was gonna say it stinks in here.
Yeah, it's burning. It's an old kind of probably $20 one from Walmart. So bring your own hairdryer if you really are picky about it. And right below that are 2 more drawers. And they are not soft close, like David said, you kind of have to slam them to close them. So that's not the best. So there is a chair that comes with this desk. And these chairs are not historically super comfortable, but they're not awful either. At least they have a back on them. Some other cruise ships just put like a cushion basically there. And then right underneath it is your little trash can in the room as well. There's one in the bathroom and one in the room. And now we are to why you might be watching this video in the first place, our obstructed balcony. So we did bid for an upgrade on this. We started with an interior room. We bid for an upgrade. We got it for $250 a person for 10 days. So to go out onto your balcony, you would typically pull this up. It was actually already up, which means our stateroom steward likely didn't fix it this morning after they cleaned. That also might be the reason why it's not super cool in here, because a lot of cruise ships now are monitoring your door, your balcony door, to see if they should push air in the room. So I'm guessing that it's not cool in here because they knew that this was unlocked. But let's go see what the balcony's like. All right, so this is our balcony, and it is pretty obstructed, as you can see. We have a lot of equipment in front of us. I expected to have tenders in front of us, but not necessarily this like walkway thing and this other like winch thing. And again, we did bid on an upgrade, so I'm not mad about it. We'll still be able to see outside and see the ocean, but it's definitely not the best view. Besides the view, though, we do actually have a covered balcony, which is useful because if it does rain, it won't get as wet out here, and you might be able to still be out on your balcony. And then you do have 2 chairs out here. The balcony is not super wide, so you don't have loungers or anything like that. We don't even have footstools, it looks like. But these chairs do have backs that actually adjust, so you can at least lean back a little bit. And then you do have a side table between the 2 chairs. So it is still a good space for you to kind of relax, maybe enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning. All right, so when we were doing our video, we told you it was warm and that we hoped it would get cooler. Spoiler alert, 2.5 days in, and it did not get cooler. So we are in a different cabin.
Woo.
We've never switched cabins on a cruise before. We felt really weird about it. But the hotel manager actually was the one dealing with us, and he came into our room and he was like, "No, it is very hot in here. You guys are not crazy."
He did. It was really nice because, we don't really complain. And if we do, it's really to you guys, not really to customer service or anything. Like, we'll make notes on, the surveys and stuff, just to let them kind of know if something seems off. But we've done Princess enough to know that something was up with the room. And he walked into the room the first time. He was like, "Yeah, it's pretty hot in here, guys." And I get it. And so they had the technician come out a few times. They brought a cart out and carried our stuff over for us.
Yeah.
But it was unacceptable. I was just sitting there.
We were just sweating.
Yeah.
We were just sitting there sweating
Yeah.
all day today. So that's one reason I'm really glad they did take care of us and they put us in a new room. So we were on Emerald Deck in 603, which is actually at the back of the ship. Kind of almost midship, but aft. And now we are in Aloha 107. So we are on the 12th deck. And 107, which is actually the very front. There's only one room more front than us. So we do have a new view for our balcony, which we will show you guys in the morning because it's night and you can't really see anything right now.
Yeah, I will say, I think they handled it really gracefully, and they were all super sweet about it and really went above and beyond, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the things you get with Princess, and has always been the case, I feel like. And so I'm really happy to see that that's still there. We'll give you guys an update because we always give you guys our final thoughts. But right now, I feel so much better being in this room.
Yes, I'm excited to be able to sleep well tonight and to, once I get unpacked, not be just sweating constantly.
So sorry if we look gross. It was pretty brutal making the trek up here, but overall, super stoked.
Yeah, so 2 rooms, 1 video.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for our tour of our obstructed balcony on the Enchanted Princess. And you actually got a little bit of a tour of 2 different obstructed balconies. This was the first time we have ever had to switch rooms while on a cruise. They were in the same stateroom category though, so the rooms are pretty much identical. Just the balcony view is actually a little bit different. We did start in Emerald 603 and we ended up in Aloha 107. So if you're in Emerald 603, we hope that the air conditioner is fixed.
Yeah.
And otherwise, Aloha 107 is where we are and the air conditioner works great. I will also say, as far as the balcony, we'll talk about that first. The view is much better from this room than it was from our old room.
Yes.
And this room, really the only obstruction is the captain's quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very slight. If we're looking straight out the balcony from the bed, you can't see it at all. Whereas the other room was severely obstructed comparatively. It had tinders and hooks and wires and all sorts of things.
There was a lot going on out there. And that room was also a little more annoying, in my opinion, because they were doing maintenance out there. It seemed like they were banging and clacking and stuff. Whereas in here, I haven't noticed any outdoor sounds outside of our neighbor's coughing, maybe, but...
Yeah, so keep that in mind if you are booking some sort of obstructed balcony. They are not all created equal, and I would go for the ones either further forward on the ship or further back on the ship. The midship ones are going to be traditionally blocked by those tinder boats.
That makes sense. Now, we've had rooms before that were considered obstructed, and then they literally just had a flag, but the flag was only up when we were in ports. So it really, really varies. It's so minuscule. It's so weird. They know that people can complain about the smallest thing, so they'll just flag a room as obstructed.
Yeah.
Just to make sure they kind of know what they're getting themselves into on some level. So I think don't be too scared of an obstructed view, in my opinion, but kind of do your research. You're going to want to look at pictures and videos of the outside of the ship to kind of get an idea of where you might be or what could be blocking it, because it's so ambiguous.
Yes, for sure. So on to the rest of the room. I will say, again, the air conditioner in this room works perfectly, as well as the fridge keeps things pretty cold. Yeah. So those have both been really nice. But on our other room, both of those things were not true. Yeah. So again, it's kind of just depends on where you are on the ship and maybe if your room's having some sort of issue. Otherwise, I've been really comfortable in here.
Yeah, I think the only complaint, like literally the only complaint I have, is that the shower pressure in this one was worse than the other one. But again, that varies by level, what floor you're on, what type of shower head that they put in there, how many people are using the shower when you happen to test the shower. So I don't know how much I can really knock it. It's not really relevant, but I figured I should mention it to you guys because that's like kind of, in my opinion, the only thing kind of off with this room. Everything else about it was awesome. And I would stay in a room like this. I think having the captain's quarter right there was actually kind of cool. I kind of thought it was interesting and really unique way to see some of the ports we were at, because you're kind of seeing what the captain sees. You're right there pretty much. So I thought that was actually really interesting. I like it.
I feel like the amount of space was really good. We have the desk and the chair that we were using to work on. I think the only thing that could be improved is maybe a couch, but you do get that with the deluxe balconies and mini suites and things like that. So it's just a matter of this stateroom category doesn't have a couch. But that would really be the only thing that's really missing, in my opinion. Everything else has been pretty standard and pretty good.
This is like a great room to do like a 10-day cruise on, or a 7-day.
But what do you think? Have you sailed in an obstructed balcony before? Do you have any thoughts about it? Or do you have any questions if you're considering booking one? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I really want to know, because I've heard people online say, I'll never do an obstructed balcony again.
And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more travel content from us, please like the video and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
And we hope this video helped you find the right direction for your next adventure.
Bye.
Bye.